65ers, Mr. Cab Driver, fuck you, I'm a survivor. Oh yeah. One more time. Let me in. Oh. Mr. Cab Driver, Mr. Cab Driver, Mr. Cab Driver, Mr. Cab Driver.
Turned 18. We lived in a one-room rundown shack on the outskirts of New Orleans. We didn't have money for food or rent, to say the least. We were hard-pressed. Then Mama spent every last penny we had to buy me a dancing dress. Mama washed and combed and curled my hair. She painted my eyes and lips. And then I stepped into a satin dancing dress. It was split on the side, clean up to my hips. It was red velvet trim and it fit me good. Stand back from a looking glass was a woman where a half-grown kid had stood. Here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down. Oh no, here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down. Mama dabbed a little bit of perfume on my neck and she kissed me cheek. And I saw the tears well up in her troubled eyes when she started to speak. She looked at a pitiful shack and then she looked at me and took a rapid breath. Your paws went off and I'm real sick and the baby's gonna starve to death. She handed me a heart-shaped locket that said, to thine own self be true. And I shivered as I saw a rope crawl across the toe of my high-heel shoe. It sounded like somebody else that was talking, asking, Mama, what do I do? Just be nice to the gentleman, fancy, and they'll be nice to you. Here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down. Here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down. Lord, forgive me for what I do, but if you want out, well, it's up to you. Now get on out, girl, you better start moving uptown. Move uptown now. Move uptown now, backseat. What's my name, y'all? Well, that was the last time I saw my mom, and then I left that rickety shack. Cause the welfare people came and took the baby. Mama died and I ain't been back. But the wheels of fate started to turn. For me there was no way out. It wasn't very long till I knew exactly what my mom had been talking about. I did what I had to do, but I made myself a solemn vow that I was gonna be a lady someday, though I didn't know when or how. I couldn't see spending the rest of my life with my head down in shame. Might have been born just a plain black girl, but fancy was my name. They call me Fancy. That was my name.
when I feel afraid, I think of what a mess I've made of my life. Crying over my mistakes.
Every woman has been haunted by the ex, whether she was dead or alive. There's always been an ex hanging around. I would totally haunt Tony the whole time, and he knows it. We'd haunt each other. He says the same thing.
Talk dirty to me.
What?
Talk dirty to me. I love it. It turns me on. Henry doesn't like that. Do it loud.
Oh, you're a dirty girl, aren't you?
She's a dirty little liar is what she is. Louder.
You're a dirty little thing. You're a dirty girl,
I
aren't you?
believe the children are
You're a dirty girl.
Good. Louder, though. Louder, like you're trying to drown out some annoying noise.
Like this?
Yeah.
You're a dirty little girl, aren't you?
I have endless energy. I was jumping back and forth. I shot nights and weekends on the movie, and then I shot during the week on Desperate Housewives, and the movie worked around that schedule, so I was so lucky to have been a part of this film with Paul and Jason and Lake, so it all worked out great. It was a lot of work those couple months, but it was totally worth it because I'm so proud of the movie. Ta-da!
You know, I could give you another ticket for littering.
You could try, but you might not want to. See, I'm engaged to Victor Lang. Ring a bell? The mayor? Your new boss?
I don't follow politics.
Let me know when the carnage begins so I can shield my eyes.
The men's point of view is... What part of women are psycho did you not hear me just say? That's pretty much the men's point of view, I think.
This guy's like, yeah, I agree. Hey, come on now, would you come back and hunt Jenny?
I would never.
He haunts me now. Like,
I haunt her.
I'm like away for 10 minutes and I'm, he's asking me where I am and who I'm with, so.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my God.
Don't do it. Oh, I'm doing it.
Wow, this is gonna be awkward.
Oh, my God.
You okay?
Yeah, it's just, oh, my God.
Eva Longoria Parker.
I'm right here!
Paul Rudd.
What does she want to tell me?
Lake Bell.
I had to show a room full of guys my naked breasts because of you.
That's a nice gesture, but unnecessary, dear.
Lindsay Sloan and Jason Biggs. Over her dead body.
Fashion to me is something that has to change every single season because clothing never changes. It's always tradition, but fashion has to change, whether it's just color or lengths or whatever.
Marc Jacobs' signature brand of downtown cool has influenced international style since 1984. Once known as 7th Avenue's boy wonder, Jacobs has withstood some of fashion's most turbulent ups and downs and come out on top, even landing on his feet at the venerable French house of Louis Vuitton.
He's still considered a young designer, but Marc's been around a long time, has been through a lot in terms of, keeping the business going through hard times. Now he's really, he's been on a roll.
I've wanted to be a designer for a long time. I never knew exactly what I wanted to design, but my mother used to paint with oils as sort of a hobby, and I used to go downstairs in the basement and take her paints and do fashion illustrations with them. Fashion is entertainment. Designers make fashion, and designers aren't really designers in the true sense of the word anymore. They're stylists, and what you're selling is a point of view and a mood and an attitude and perhaps a funny idea or a new way of doing something very old. Fashion isn't timeless, and anyone who thinks that you buy the most fabulous $900 shirt to last all your life is ridiculous. It might well last all your life, but if you're into fashion, you'd buy a new one next season because I've worn that before.
After leaving Parsons in 1984, Jacobs launched his very first collection while working at designer Reuben Thomas's sketchbook label.
this season, for instance, it was my first show, and one of the things that I do hope for is when people look at this line, and when hopefully customers go to the store, is that they use a little imagination. You know, it would be wonderful if you could sell imagination in the store. The first step of a collection, to me, is to get some kind of idea in your mind, and then go out and look for fabrics that sort of illustrate your idea or you respond to. I was absolutely in love with polka dots, only because to me, polka dots have always been sort of the classic print of the couture. So I like the idea of polka dots because it was something that you associate more or less with a more sophisticated customer, yet they're extremely playful. And in order to make fun of the polka dots and to make them even less serious, and what I think is and always will be a wonderful image is the smiley face of the 70s, because people can't help but smile and sort of laugh when they see it. And then with the sweaters, we did opera-length mittens. These are mittens that are knit past the elbow, and again I put little smiley faces on the palms of the mittens. Any young-minded designer would agree that you're not really selling to a customer of a specific age. It's upstairs, you know, it's in the mind.
Building on his knack for youth and whimsy, in 1986, Jacobs designed the first collection bearing the Marc Jacobs label.
The mood was feminine. There's some tougher feminine things and some softer feminine things, but the underlying message is just like girls should be girls, whatever type of girl they are. I don't think people should drop dead when a woman walks into a room, you know, because her dress is so, like, opulent or whatever. But if they sort of notice her and maybe smile because of what she's wearing or laugh a little bit, I think that's really kind of refreshing.
Just 1 year later, at the age of 24, Marc became the youngest recipient of the CFDA's Perry Ellis Award for New Fashion Talent. Then in 1989, he was hired as design director at Perry Ellis, brought on to revitalize the line, which had been struggling since Ellis's death in 1986.
Perry Ellis, in his way, was an 80s designer. That kind of mix of kind of youthful sportswear and high-end concerns. And then, of course, Marc changed it when he took over and made it much more young, rock and roll.
I think out of any company in America, there is no other label I could have ever worked for, because I don't think there has been another American designer who expressed that sense of spirit. It's any woman with spirit, insecurity, imagination, style, adventure, you know, all the things that I like in people. I see my customer, or Perry Ellis' ultimate customer, now and then as a really sophisticated woman, but sophisticated in the sense of she is secure with herself and is free to do as she pleases.
Marc's most memorable collection for Perry Ellis was his spring 1993 grunge collection. Taking inspiration from the influential Seattle music scene, the collection was a critical success. Unfortunately, it was a commercial disaster and led to the end of Jacobs' tenure at the house.
I feel very strongly about people's right to choose and to decide for themselves and to express their individuality. It's not about being locked into any one specific thing. It's being open to everything.
Even though the grunge collection was a commercial disaster for Marc Jacobs, it did inspire a whole idea about dressing, which was a move to a flatter shoe and a sort of slip dress all the time, 24 hours a day. I still wear them, you know, and a kind of a more youthful approach to fashion at every level of the market and for every customer.
Jacobs spent the next year regrouping and reintroduced his signature collection in the spring of 1994.
I'm designing for anybody who likes what I do. I mean, I never know who my customer is, because I think women buy different things for different occasions. And when I see the people who come into our store, or when I hear about people who come into our store, it's such a varied cross-section of women. And I think what they all appreciate is luxury and simplicity. I really believe in what I started a few months or a few seasons ago, which was really more like not about like trends and not about like, you know, making a theme for a collection, but really dealing with like all the chic and beautiful people that I see around and like what they dress like and how like, you know, how to make things that are everyday and familiar and classic more deluxe for a person who really lives for that.
I feel like he's become the American classic, sort of the standard for American designers. And it's just great because he's had a really hard time. You know, he's gone out of business a few times. The Perry Ellis thing didn't work out, but he's worked so hard. And that collection to me was the sort of proof of how hard work really pays off.
God, he's such a thrilling designer and one of the best American designers ever. Mark's collection, you know, is a very American collection. And it's, I mean, everybody wants a piece of it.
With Mark, there's fairly massive pressure because, you know, he's been a constantly very good designer, true to himself. He's never deviated. He loves that blue color. He loves the grays. He loves the camels. He's never really moved out of his own little sphere, and he's very focused. So I think, you know, he's very strong in that respect, and he can, you know, dig deep when he has to, particularly when the pressure gets bad.
Casual is such a huge part of what makes something modern. And I think that's how people live, because we don't have time for anything else, you know? So, you know, you just put the clothes on, you get dressed, you go out the door, and you know, it's gotta work, and you gotta love it, and if you love it, you look good.
He brought a familiar feeling to streamlined, well-constructed clothes, a feeling of another time. Maybe it's the 20s, maybe it's a little bit of the 40s. It was a great blend between something old and something very, very, very new. And there is nothing better than the skirts at Marc Jacobs.
He understands the needs of a woman. He understands what he wants to do. He's completely focused. He does not go into a trendy set. His sense of proportion and what he feels he designs. He's the most modern, one of the most modern, certainly, and important designers working today. I'm really, really happy for him. And I'm happy to be in fashion, to be able to use some of those clothes and wear them as soon as possible.
I always loved Mark. He could show a hefty bag and I would think it was brilliant.
Women always want to be glamorous, but I think glamour means different things to different women. Do you know what I mean? For somebody, glamorous is t-shirt and jeans and an engagement ring. And to some people, glamour is fur coats and plastic surgery.
In the following years, Jacobs also expanded into the worlds of fragrance and accessories.
Sometimes I love it and sometimes I hate it, but that's also life. You know, it's not supposed to be a beautiful day every day. But it's a job I love. I mean, I don't have a separation in my personal life and my work life. This is my life. Just one life.
In 1995, 1 year after Jacobs made a successful comeback with his signature line, he debuted a much-anticipated secondary line, Marc Jacobs Look.
The Look line is, you know, clothes that I wanted to make that I think have the sensibility of what I like, but interpreted in a way that's a little bit freer. You know, it's not so much about ensemble dressing. It's like sort of more mix and matchy, and you can do the t-shirts and the jeans, or you can wear the suits and you can mix it up and make it younger or more eclectic, or you can make it very chic and very clean and very simple. And the fact that they are a little bit more affordable than my collection makes it easier to sort of accept color. You know, sometimes when you do things that are very expensive in a color that's strange or off, you sort of think, do I really need a pink blouse for $800? But when it's $200, maybe it's not so bad.
But after just a few seasons, the line was discontinued. Then in 2000, Jacobs decided to try his hand at a lower price line again. The new collection, called Mark by Marc Jacobs, was a tremendous retail success.
After many years of doing very expensive designer clothes, we wanted to reach more girls who've always liked what I do but couldn't afford it. So this was really about accessibility and sort of wearability, and there's a frivolity to it.
Part of the line's appeal is its downtown street edge.
So their references were to things that I think have become part of the vernacular of street clothes. You know, they've been introduced into the fashion vocabulary, whether it was in the 70s or the 80s or whatever, but I still see a lot of women and girls wearing things like that. I just think it's classic, you know, I don't think of it as retro. I like men as accessories to women.
I'm excited to see what he does because I think his take on modern women's wear is so strong. It'll be interesting to see how he adapts, you know, those kind of philosophies towards menswear.
In the spring of 1999, Marc made his formal menswear debut, bringing his signature brand of low-key luxury to a whole new group of customers.
It wasn't as stressful as doing a women's collection because I think that guys, you know, there's not as much in my mind, sort of, I'm not really aware of what's going on in men's fashion. It wasn't like the fashion thing where it's about the season and the color of the season and the length and everything. It's really about style with guys, and whether a guy is sort of more punky or a guy's more military, a guy's more West Point, a guy's more... You sort of let them be what they are. You don't really make them up or transform them, you know. You just sort of try to do what they are.
And I think anyone who kind of looks for the Marc Jacobs label, you know, if you're a girl, you're going to be thinking, hey, you know, there's something for my man in this show.
Like all his stuff you can just kind of wear and be comfortable in it, and at the same time he combines things that you're familiar with from being old, but then they're new again as well.
This for me was very personal because every time I'd look at a piece of clothing, I'd say, like, if I wouldn't wear it, I wouldn't make it, you know, but I don't wear skirts and dresses, so I can't really go through the same exercise. I was just aware that I didn't want the guys to look trendy or too sort of fashionable. I just wanted them to look good and sort of very deluxe fabrics, nice colorations, and sort of in versions of the clothes that they would actually wear. Somehow being in Paris just makes you sort of joyful about fashion.
In 1997, the French house of Louis Vuitton appointed Marc Jacobs as artistic director, overseeing the house's first foray into clothing design. Started in 1854 as a luggage company, Vuitton grew to become one of the world's foremost icons of luxury. Today, the house continues its commitment to excellence and has enjoyed a new surge of popularity as a result of Jacobs' influence.
I have my ideas about the way things should be, and then I also have this respect for tradition, and I have an incredible respect for quality. I mean, more so than even luxury. I like quality things, and I like things that endure. And so, because I have an appreciation for that, I appreciate the prestige of the name Louis Vuitton and what they stand for. And it allows me to feel free about what I do, which is so sort of much more contemporary in a way.
I think that the Vuitton-Marc Jacobs marriage is just probably the best thing that's happened to fashion in a long time. And I just think because Vuitton stands for so many things, the most incredible quality and great bags, amazing bags, and you know, and then who better to do the collection than Marc? who everybody loves, and one of the most, I think, important fashion designers of our time.
The clothes are beautiful, simple, they weren't overstated, they weren't fancy or funny, they were just pure luxury. So it kind of goes with the name, luggage, luxury, everything that they do. I think Mark did a fantastic job.
Every day I thought about what is this Louis Vuitton? Is a down coat Louis Vuitton or is a fur coat Louis Vuitton? Is a canvas trench coat Louis Vuitton or is a mink coat Louis Vuitton? And I made the choices. You have to be true to yourself, and I wanted that to be durable and practical and functional. I didn't want it to look like haute couture. I wanted it to look like very deluxe ready-to-wear.
Since his first collection for the house, Mark proves time and time again that the Jacobs-Vuitton marriage is a perfect match. And the accolades have been non-stop.
Thanks. I think it was just perfect. Absolutely the right way, I think, to introduce ready-to-wear to the House of Vuitton.
Wow! Fantastic! One of my favorite shows. I mean, Louis Vuitton is a status symbol. The collection was so wantable, so clean, so modern.
Louis Vuitton's customer is so broad and vast. It's not one person, it's not one country, it's international. That's an awful lot to think about. I just thought about my international group that I know and references that I know and enjoy and my friends that inspire me so much.
So beautiful, so pure, and really modern. It's the way you want to dress. It's comfortable, but everything was perfect.
I think, it's very classic, but it's very understandable. And when it comes down to it, those are the kind of clothes that women all over the world really want to wear. Not for glamour occasions, but for every day. And that's what Vuitton is about.
I always think there's room in the world for a little bit more luxury and a little bit more simplicity.
Fusing proud tradition with street savvy, Jacobs continues to update the Vuitton mainstay, the bags, making them the most coveted accessories season after season. He recently enlisted designer Steven Sprouse to aid in the reconstruction.
We played with it, we graffitied all over it, we defaced it. It's sometimes you have to tear down the things you respect the most. So, I'm very respectful of my job, but to cover it in a young way with this graffiti that said Louis Vuitton over it, it not only defaced the luggage, but it also made it twice as bold because it's in neon colors and it's graffitied and as bold as you can see it. Louis Vuitton written all over the bag. I'm a foreigner here, so to be able to grow and start this new French family, it's really been great, and I love them dearly. It's been a great experience, and I'm glad that I'm really enjoying fashion again.
As Marc Jacobs' long list of accomplishments grows, so does his adoring fan club.
He simplifies clothing that's still very sexy, very elegant, very graceful. As a person, he's a great friend of mine. I love Marc.
He's very cute. It's simple and what a woman wants to wear. This is one of my favorites, as always. Well, first of all, he's a great person. And second of all, he makes the most beautiful clothes. His clothes are the most stylish clothes that you see, but when you put them on, they're really just beautifully made.
Well, Marc is just such an inspiration. I mean, it's like I'm always anxious to see what he does every season. I'm always really surprised, and I always love it.
His sense of humor and his great sense of style, and he's fun, and it's so much fun. I'm like, it's all lies. In fact, it's so much fun.
I love Mark. He does great stuff, you know. It's nice to meet somebody who's a real artist and who does good, you know, interested in texture and design and all. It's great.
He's a great guy. He's like so nice, and I'm so proud to be in his show. Like, it's so amazing. He does unbelievable clothes. He's so talented, and I love him so much. Everybody loves Mark's clothes. Everybody loves to wear Mark's clothes. Everybody loves to just, I don't know, own a piece of Mark. It's really amazing.
Things Roberto Cavalli is renowned for his flamboyant styling and has garnered a host of A-list devotees, including Victoria Beckham and Kate Moss. But at the Spring-Summer 2008 show at Milan, there was not a signature animal print in sight. Instead, Cavalli has opted for a more innocent look: white broderie anglaise and floral chiffon petticoat dresses. Fringed suede skirts, vests and trousers were combined with Marie Antoinette-inspired pastels and patchwork florals. Killer heels, however, remain the essential accessory for next season.
Very high shoes. Every woman from next summer will feel very, very high.
Evening dresses were long and flowing, adorned with prints of lilies, orchids and peonies. The highlight of the Milan Fashion Week was the much-awaited show by Gucci's new creative director, Frida Giannini. The 34-year-old designer, who took over last year from fashion's golden boy Tom Ford, seems determined to move the Florentine label ahead without sacrificing its traditional elegance. Giannini said she was inspired for her winter collection by Lee Miller, a 1940s model and photographer who is to be celebrated in an exhibition at London's Victoria and Albert Museum later this year.
Always wants to give importance to the legs. Of course, the references in this collection were a lot of 40s and 30s, especially for the evening, because I was thinking a lot to the excellent divas, Hollywood movie stars like Greta Garbo and Katharine Hepburn, always divas with a lot of brain and smart, and in a way also they are pioneer because they changed a lot the attitude of the diva at that time.
The winter silhouette is sharp and sexy, with short hemlines, powerfully constructed shoulders, and high-heeled platform boots with metal bottoms, intended for fast-paced walkers. Aviator coats and crop jackets in bulky tweed, worn with skinny leather pants, speak of an aggressive woman ready to fight the elements. The series of elegant floor-length evening gowns in black chiffon tell the tale of a woman who has earned her stripes, or specifically the deco jewelry embroidery which adorned each gown. The latest Gucci accessories include a bow-shaped belt with sculpted buckle and painted leather strap, a bulky bag with leather handles, and metal lock dubbed the aviator bag, and chain-mail cuff bracelets.
It's all about the stormy eye. Tracy's collection is really inspired by nature and the power of nature and how many different elements there are. So she said, let's make a fierce face that's inspired by the same thing.
Oh, we're mixing pattern. That's something I always do in my personal life. I think customers find it a little challenging to wear two prints at the same time, but we're going to roll it out there and see how they like it, because they're all part of a theme, and the theme is very rich and sumptuous and emotional, so I think they'll really get into it. We've got a lot of great pants and skirts, and the skirts are moving below the knee, so we've got long, lean, narrow skirts, as well as skirts with a lot of fullness below and very swishy and super feminine, and lots of gorgeous dresses. We've been playing a lot with draping and just trying to pull things slightly off center to update them. Each collection, each part of the collection has a little theme, like if it's about weather, or if it's about minerals and alchemy and all of the mystery of that, or if it's just about being in full bloom and being, joyful and vibrant. So all of those things kind of come into play one after another, and it's just different sides of the same coin.
I stood paralyzed. This is a man's world.
All the sleeves of the jackets or dresses or blouses, they are folded over the chest or over the shoulders. This is the idea, but very, of course, modern, maybe you can say futuristic, but this is the collection.
Watch out, I'm coming to a place right next to you. I see you, you need me. I'm gonna make your dreams come true. Take heed, it's rising. No more fantasies for me. Just drink one sip to a rim that sets you free. Show me this. It's what you live for. This woman's weak, it keeps you young. Look at you, 1,000 miles above the ground. You're not coming down.
The inspiration is about a woman that she stay very cool, modern, that we want eclectic. And the translation of eclectic is that every garment is really an individual garment by himself. What is new is that we did a lot of dresses in drapery. The majority of dresses are short. We used to do always long dresses. We have some long dresses, but this collection is relatively short. The colors are very subtle. We start with a light pink and we have a navy and gray. So it's a very chic collection, very chic collection. I have a very difficult problem to believe that there are only one type of woman that is beautiful. I believe really strongly that all the women of the world are beautiful if they are relaxed, if they are confident, and much more if they are happy and smiling. After that, you have the most beautiful woman in the world in front of you. Big green, yes, that is BCBG generation. Is a younger line that we are preparing, that it will be much more active wear and weekend wear, and of course, be green, be chic, be cool, be green, be chic, be green.
I like BCBG because you don't have to be a 12-year-old boy to fit into their clothes. You can be a woman, which is enjoyable. You should be able to be a woman and be glamorous and feel good about yourself.
Max personally is very charming. I'm like a little smitten. And he's, he makes beautiful clothes. I mean, I don't know. You can go out dancing in them, or you can hang out. He actually wears clothes that you can wear. How do you feel? I feel like a movie star.